Hi, a short video about DMT breathing and specifically about the benefits of DMT breathing. Now, I've been knowing these techniques for about 5 years and practice them almost daily. So very shortly, what is the concept of DMT breathing? It is to squeeze your lower muscles, so to say. Your butt muscle, your lower belly muscles, and your PC muscle, or your peeing muscle, I call it. It's like that muscle in between your butt and your genitals. So when you're peeing and you stop peeing, that muscle. You got it? Right? Okay, cool. So what is the DMT part of all the breathing techniques that I know about DMT breathing is that you breathe in. I'm breathing in through the mouth, so you can hear me normally in through the nose. And then squeeze those lower muscles. Use your hands and press it up to your head. So if you want, try this with me. And you get this red head. You're pushing the blood to the brain. Now, two things may be happening. One is more blood to the brain, more oxygen to the brain, a better metabolism, and that potentially works very healing. I will get back to that. And the other thing is that we push our spinal fluids up, and that may release DMT. Now, let me get really straight with you. I believe, there's anecdotal evidence and there's like double clinical testing. That last part is real science. Anecdotal evidence, I see mosaics, or what I believe is not real science. And this is definitely in the corner of pseudoscience. And please, I've said something like this before, and then I get a message of Joe Dispenza in his book. He shows that it's scientifically proven. It's like one measurement of one person, and it's a brain scan that shows that something is happening in the brain. Well, honestly, if you breathe like deep, there's blood flowing out of your brain simply because you go into sympathetic. So there's something to see in a brain scan. This doesn't mean that DMT is released. So although I believe this, there's no real scientific evidence for this yet. So the squeezing part is that part that may or may not release DMT. From my experience, the benefits of DMT breathing. Benefit number 1, it stops overthinking. Yeah, you can reset your brain almost instantly. And if you are overthinking, you have worries and you can't sleep, I use the DMT breath to fall asleep. But also if I'm very, very busy and I'm running around, I got 5 kids, I run around a lot. If I have 2-3 minutes, I do a shorter version of DMT breathing. Now we'll put a video in the cards that is going from 5 times breathing. This is something you can do in public spaces, for example, or 10 times breathing. It flows from 5 to 10 to 20 to 30 times, 40 times, 50 times deep breathing. So it's building up intensity. You will find it in the cards. And please, if you like content like this, it's very much appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. Put that aside. So it stops overthinking. It's a tool and I use it especially during my daily life. I have 3 minutes. I do 3 rounds, 5 deep breath in, breath number 6, hold, squeeze to the head, start lightly please, and do that 3 times, and it totally resets my brain within 3 minutes. It makes me focus better so I can work again, or I just stop overthinking. Yeah, so that's benefit number 1. Now, benefit number 2, it feels really, really good. And I do see the mosaics that you get if you use ayahuasca or DMT. I've tried that. I have the same sometimes, not always. So this is why I believe that actually DMT is released. And it feels extremely good. Now, benefit number 3 is that I don't need those substances anymore. I've tried ayahuasca and I had a period of 3 years where I did it quite often in total like 15 times or something. And now I feel like I microdose on DMT through the breath. So you become less dependent on, it's a beautiful medicine, but at a certain moment you don't need it anymore. And I've reached that about 2 years ago. Yeah, so microdose on your breath, get high on your own supply. And then there's another benefit number 4. And this, I've been talking a lot with a neurologist. And from a neurology point of view, this is what he said. If we have an illness, whether it's physical or mental, yeah, so both mental illnesses and physical, autoimmune, anything, and this is purely theoretical, so this is no promise that this will cure your illness. You know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a doctor either. So you want to test this for yourself, but don't take my word for it, okay? So what he said is that whenever we have an illness, whether physical or mental, it's because somewhere in the brain, some part of our brain is not having an optimal metabolism. Yeah, so simply said, if your left leg is paralyzed, it's because somewhere in the brain there is like a very low metabolism. Now, how does it work? Our brain, a brain cell, is first built. You know, simply said, this is where nutrition comes in. A McDonald's brain cell is like weak and doesn't live as long and is not as strong as a green smoothie brain cell. So that about nutrition. And then how do you optimize metabolism? Again, purely theoretical. Is a brain cell needs 1, a stimulants, and 2, fuel. So stimulants can be, you know, like a bad stimulants is like an aggressive Netflix movie. And a good stimulants is binaural beats, hearing binaural beats and pling, plong, 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 like that. Exercise is a great stimulant. Sex, good sex, is a great stimulant. And also, for example, an ice bath is a great stimulant. So it needs a stimulant and then it needs fuel. And fuel is either glucose or oxygen. Now, in our lifestyles, let's be honest, we have enough food, enough glucose. That's not the problem. So if you add the right stimulants, do a little bit of light exercise, you know, there's many videos about light exercise on my YouTube channel, and add more oxygen to the brain. Now, how do you do that? For example, the most simple version of DMT breathing, 5 deep breaths in, breathe fully in. Let's do it, okay? Just 1 round. 5 deep breaths. Fill up your belly, then your chest. Last one, extra deep. Breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and squeeze the blood to your head. Just 10 seconds, another 5. And breathe out. Maybe you feel a bit dizzy. It's normal to feel dizzy, tingling sensations. Don't do this breathing when you're epileptic or highly pregnant. And there is a chance of passing out. So please take care of yourself. You know, make sure that if you sit on a bench somewhere outside, that you lean backwards, because otherwise you may fall forward. And if you do breathing techniques like me, like a few hours a day, you know, like it's a matter of time that you will have that. So you always want to make sure you're safe. I just took a risk. So what happens, we breathe in, we pump it a bit, yeah, get the CO2 down, fill up the oxygen, then breathe in. On the breath in, we have more oxygen in our lungs, and then it goes to the blood. We squeeze that blood to the top of our head or to our brains. With more blood, more oxygen flowing to the brain, and more toxins are removed. So that may be an amazing benefit. Now, I think it's time to end this video. Of course, if you like it, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Very much appreciated. I have a little DMT PDF tutorial in the description. If you want to download that, you got what I just said plus more on paper. So if you like that, you're welcome to do that. And my last thing I would want to say is practice a lot, a little. Yeah, so I'm guiding now 3-4 hours a day. So I'm doing a lot of breathing. But I do it lightly and often. You know, instead of one intense session once a week, rather fill those dead moments in life, you know, where you have 1, 2, 3 minutes with a bit of breathing. In no time, you're on 1 hour breathing sessions per day, and you will feel better, calmer, and more energy at the same time. And potentially we may become really, really old and looking young and being strong and having energy and taking care of our grandkids, because grandpa has so much energy. I don't know how he does it. Well, now you know. Okay, thank you for your time. See you in the next video, and have a great day, evening or night. Bye bye.